foundation of our republic. We want to educate, encourage, enable the power. We stand for integrity, honesty, self-reliance, self-defense, and most importantly, no compromise on our foundational principles. This is America's Voice Now.
Find America's Voice Now on Facebook and at americasvoicenow.org. Here's Michael Evans.
Good morning, America. You're listening to America's Voice Now. My name is Michael Evans. I'll be your host this morning. In fact, come to think of it, I'm your host every morning. And I'm grateful that you join us. I'm grateful that we have a solid listenership of supporters, patriots, who are dedicated to the restoration of our republic. I'm proud of you guys because I get emails and phone calls and contacts every day from innumerable people who tell me that they are working towards fighting for our republic. Those are the patriots. You are the patriots who will be remembered in coming days as the individuals who helped to save our nation. I know that sometimes it's not easy for us to be in a position where we're going against the grain, where we're looked at as outsiders, disconnected, we're belittled and made fun of, called all kinds of horrible things. That your friends and your neighbors and your relatives oftentimes will look at you and act as if you're the problem rather than recognizing the true problem. But I have to tell you that it's you now, in the face of adversity, that will help this nation to be restored. However small that contribution may be, it's worth it in the end. Whatever price we have to pay to achieve that particular goal is worth it in the end. Because we can't afford to allow our nation to slip away from us. We cannot let a small oligarchy of tyrants, traitors, and progressive globalists, elitists, steal our nation from us right under our open eyes. It's critically important that we not give up, not lose faith, not weaken now when the fight has been joined. Every single day counts. Every single touch counts. Every person you talk to, every contact you make, every phone call you make, every person you bump into in a store, every person you bump into at church, on the street. Open the dialogue. Educate those around you. Be knowledgeable, be informed, be educated, be informative to everyone around you. Sometimes you're going to come off sounding like a broken record. Sometimes people are going to say, "Can't you talk about something else?" No, I can't. I'm sorry. But our nation is in such dire straits. The time is so close. The situation is so exigent. I have to stick to this. We can talk about movies another day. We can talk about fashion another day. We can talk about local issues another day. We can talk about gossip another day. But we are in an emergency, exigent situation. And I need you to focus with me on achieving some sort of restoration of our republic. That should be your answer. They may not like it. You may lose friends. You may lose family. In the end, they will acknowledge that you were right. It won't be easy. I promise it won't be easy. It's not going to be painless. It's not going to be fast. The results are going to be proven, but I don't know when. Those people who reject it will find out someday, and then they'll be willing to join. Because Twain said it, live by it. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man. Brave, hated, and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the timid join him. For then it costs nothing to be a patriot. I want to live my life by that phrase. I want to be a patriot. I want to be a world shaker, a world changer. Not for my own personal gain, not for my own ego, not so that I can look in the mirror and feel as if I've done something or achieved something. I want to do it because it's the right thing to do. Because our nation, in fact, our world, is depending upon you and me. You know, you hear people out there who will sometimes joke about the superhero and he's got to save the world again. Today's patriots are superheroes. And yes, we do truly have to save the world. It's up to us. There's no one else left. And when you are scarce, as you know you are, when you are brave in the face of hatred, when you are brave in the face of scorn, you can wear your patriotism. You can wear your courage of your convictions as a badge of honor. When I have people who throw rocks at me, verbally or in writing, and try to dissuade people from hearing what I have to say, I'm proud. I'm proud because that tells me I'm on the right track. We are against an enemy of vastly greater numbers, of vastly greater resources. But we have something they don't have. We have integrity and honor. We have the moral high ground. We have God. We have righteousness on our side. And if he will be for us, who can stand against us? We'll be right back.
The Battery Station in West Plains is your headquarters for getting and being prepared. Natural disasters, civil unrest, personal and family protection, long-term sustenance, and most importantly, peace of mind. Berkey bottles and home-sized water purification systems, survival food, MREs, freeze-dried food, survival knives, lanterns, ammunition, military sleep system, and of course, batteries of all shapes and sizes. Take charge of your own survival and security. The Battery Station, 303 Washington in West Plains, 417-257-7799 or batterystation.com. Are you looking to save money? Did you know that in the last 20 years, interest rates have never been this low? That's why you should make the smart call today to West Plains Savings and Loan to start your home mortgage. Just imagine how much money you'll save. Key word is save, as in savings and loan. Your loan starts here and stays here. Never would it be sold to a secondary lender. Call today, 256-3042. That's 256-3042. West Plains Savings and Loan. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Take heart, America, because one way or the other, in the end, we win. I may not be here to see that day, but we win. You know, I really dislike when I hear people say, oh, I'm praying for this or I'm praying for that. I'm praying that I win this football game. Or I'm praying that God will grant me the lottery ticket, the winning ticket. You know, I don't cover a lot of religious issues here because I don't want to divide between one religious doctrine over another, one dogma over another, one belief system over another. But no matter what your religious belief, there is one thing you can hang your hat on. There is one thing that the God of all religions approves of, and that is freedom and liberty and justice and courage. That God, he does stand for those who will stand up and persevere. He will give strength to those who fight for righteousness. And what better definition can you give to righteousness than liberty and freedom? Find something. There's nothing. It is the sole, strongest reason that God gave you free will. It is defined by free will. And there's no religion that doesn't acknowledge you have free will, given to you by God and nature's God. And even if you're an atheist, even if you don't believe in God at all, even if you believe that all out there after you're gone is darkness, there are powers and forces at work. Yes, we lose sight of it because we get caught up in the minutia of our lives. But there is a power and a force greater than ourselves. There is evil and there is good. And even if you don't believe that you can assign or appoint that to God. That force stands for liberty and freedom and honor and integrity and morals. You don't have to be some dogmatic religious believer to understand that nature has laws. And freedom and liberty, self-determination, those are ingrained in human beings. They are instinctual. They are a kernel that every single man, every single woman, every child has. No one can escape that. Irrespective of who you are, what your nationality, what your color, what your sex, what your political beliefs, what your ideology, what your religious beliefs are. You are ingrained. You are built around a kernel of freedom and liberty. And it exists not just here. It exists in Brazil. It exists in Afghanistan. It exists in South Africa. It exists in China. It exists in Iceland, Paris, or France. It exists in the UK. It exists in Canada, in Mexico. Because we are all infused. That kernel is our centerpiece, our being. Everything else around that is built from that. Everything around that is built to encourage and protect that kernel. Your mind, your strength, your physical being exists to move that kernel forward in time. Your freedom and your liberty and your right to free will, your right to improve yourself, your right to enjoy your life, to enjoy the benefits that you can engender to your life by your work, by your effort, by your behavior. Your body is built to migrate that forward. You're given strength so that you can work. You're given intelligence so that you can use that intelligence to further yourself, to further your freedom, to further your liberty, to further that which you were born for. And nothing else matters. Not how many cars, not how many houses, not how many boats, not how many toys. Those are symptoms or ancillary to the principle and the condition of freedom and liberty. You see, the idea that you could have any of that stuff without liberty, without freedom, is antithetical. You can look at the places where freedom does not exist, and they don't have those things. Even if you are self-centered and that's all you live for, you should be willing to stand for the cause of freedom and liberty for your own selfish ends. Because under totalitarianism, under dictatorships, under regimes of oppression, you don't have those. But each of us has been given a speck, a mote of dust. And whether you believe that God implanted that in you on the day that you were conceived or born, or whether you believe that the universe delivered it to you along with sentience and the ability to think and reason, which separates us from the animals, or even if you believe that it's all just some great cosmic coincidence, you cannot deny the existence of that seed, that tiny mustard seed, that tiny speck, that mote of dust that rules our lives. No one in an oppressed society, in a totalitarian regime, no one who lives oppressed chooses that. All human beings, for all known history, strive for freedom and liberty and self-determination. They always have. And they always will. This isn't something new. There has never been a human being that willingly, knowingly shackled himself in a position of subservience on a human level. No one. We make our own prisons, yes. But no one willingly sacrifices their life and their honor and their integrity and their self-esteem just so that someone else can have their ego and their power inflated. It is antimatter to the matter of humanity. Freedom and slavery cannot coexist simultaneously in the same space and time. There is no mix. There's no commingling of freedom and liberty and self-determination and oppression and slavery. One is completely 180 degrees opposite the other. They cannot coexist in the same being, and they cannot coexist in the same universe. Like matter and antimatter, they will cancel each other out. You have that kernel. You have that speck. You have that mote of dust inside of you. Even when you bury it under layers of worldly concerns and abuses, it doesn't destroy it. You can enslave yourself to drugs. You can enslave yourself to alcohol. You can enslave yourself to selfish goals of he who dies with the most toys wins. You can enslave yourself under this concept of I'm so brilliant, I should be able to tell everybody else what to do. That's usually a very, very good sign of the lack of self-esteem on the person who says that. Because a righteous, logical, well-reasoned man says, I may have some good ideas here, but I cannot be the sum total of all knowledge. And I cannot possibly be in a position where I can make decisions that are right for all people, because I'm not all people, and they have their own hopes and dreams and aspirations. Woe to the man who thinks he does. He is a tyrant in the making. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Salchi Ingresso. Thinking it over. That's what Ecuador's doing with the asylum request from NSA leaker Edward Snowden, saying human rights principles trump any other interests. Ecuador adds it's in what it calls respectful contact with Russia on the case, and that's where Snowden apparently remains.
Snowden was not on an Aeroflot flight that departed Moscow at about 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Fox News Radio's Rich Johnson. With only a few days left to the current term, the U.S. Supreme Court could rule today on some key cases involving gay marriage, affirmative action, and the Voting Rights Act. And the court could fail to reach a decision.
While rare, it's not unheard of for justices to order cases re-argued. In fact, that's what happened to one of the most famous Supreme Court cases, Brown v. Board, which forced school districts to integrate.
Fox News Radio's Jared Halpern. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Visit our outstanding sponsors. West Plains Pawn, located on Route 160, about a mile past Walmart on the right-hand side. West Plains Pawn can be found on the web at westplainspawn.com. You can also reach them via telephone at 417-256-3000. The battery station at 303 Washington Avenue, right off the square in West Plains. They can be reached via telephone at 417-257-7799. They can also be found on the web at batterystation.com. My friends at Ozark Mountain Self-Reliance. Brian can be reached at 870-492-4030, and he's located at 3225 Route 62, 1/2 mile east of Walmart in Mountain Home. Make sure that you visit our friends over at Pizza Hut on Porter Wagoner Boulevard in West Plains. They have an outstanding lunch special buffet. You can have salad as well as pizza and other pasta, so you can have something tasty and something healthy. Bill Stone over at Stone Construction at 2930116. Bill Stone does remodeling, custom and new construction, light commercial, farm work, pretty much the gamut. If you're interested in doing some kind of a new project, make sure that you give Bill Stone at Stone Construction an opportunity to bid on that job. And my dear friend Mary over at Chantilly's Artisan Bakery, number 2 Evans Arcade, right off the square in West Plains. She can be reached via telephone at 255-2253. She's got the best damn bakery in 100 miles. And thanks so much to our phone line sponsor, Jason over at Wits End Classic Barbershop. You can call us on the Wits End Classic Barbershop hotline. He is on the square in West Plains. Excellent opportunity for you to get your hair cut. Get over there and visit.
Out of 365 days a year, we celebrate holidays, anniversaries, and other important days. But there is one day you look forward to, your birthday. I wish you a happy birthday. Ryan's Steakhouse of West Plains is proud to bring you the Birthday Club weekday mornings with Cooper & Company. Our daily winner receives one buffet and a drink to Ryan's. Just call your birthdays in weekday mornings with Cooper & Company at 255-0427. Brought to you by Ryan's and the Ozarks Best News Talk.
And happy birthday to you! Cha-cha-cha-cha!
Weather sponsorships are now available on News Talk 107.1 The Point. Get more information, email info@diamondmediaradio.com for complete details.
From the Point Weather Center for this morning, a mainly clear skies, sunny through the day with a high of 90. Mainly clear tonight, low 70. Tomorrow's going to be sunny with a hot afternoon, the high 92. Sunny and hot Wednesday, the high 92. Thursday, sunshine and hot, high 94. I'm staff meteorologist Jim Rinaldi, and for more information, visit my1071thepoint.com.
Having difficulty with your computer? Do you think it has a mind of its own? Well, don't be alarmed. This happens to everyone at some point in time. Worry no more. Computer Dave and Kyle can help you out with PC Geeks, a weekly show right here on 107.1 The Point. Tune in Thursdays at 1 o'clock to ask computer-related questions and listen to the web topic of the week.